Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. Russia and Ukraine exchanged more than 600 prisoners over the weekend in what's being called the largest swap of the war so far, offering a rare moment of cooperation amid stalled ceasefire efforts. Both Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Russia's defense ministry confirmed that each side sent back 307 people on Saturday, following a Friday release of 390 detainees apiece. The exchange comes after earlier talks in Istanbul, where both nations agreed to swap 1,000 prisoners each. Moscow said it will soon present Ukraine with a draft proposal for a long-term peace agreement, but Kyiv continues to insist on a temporary ceasefire as a starting point, something Russia has yet to accept. The swap also came just hours after a large-scale Russian missile and drone attack on Ukraine left at least 15 people injured. Tensions escalated last week between President Donald Trump and Harvard University as a federal judge in Boston temporarily blocked the administration from revoking the university's ability to enroll international students. The ruling came just hours after Harvard filed for a restraining order and lawsuit against the Department of Homeland Security, which had revoked Harvard's Student and Exchange Visitor Program certification and ordered international students to transfer or risk losing their legal status. Harvard President Alan Garber called the move retaliation for the university's refusal to cede academic independence to the federal government, condemning it as unlawful and unwarranted. DHS argued the decision was based on Harvard's failure to respond to a request for information about alleged misconduct by international students, though Garber said the university had complied. President Trump is now threatening a 25% tariff on Apple's iPhones unless the tech giant brings manufacturing back to the U.S. The move, announced on social media last week, could significantly raise iPhone prices and impact sales, as Apple CEO Tim Cook had been working to shift production to India amid ongoing U.S.-China trade tensions. Trump wrote, quote, "I have long ago informed Tim Cook of Apple that I expect their iPhones will be manufactured and built in the United States," adding that if not, a hefty tariff must be paid. Apple now joins Amazon, Walmart, and other major companies grappling with the uncertainty and inflationary effects of the Trump administration's expanding import tax policies. The U.S. Treasury Department will officially stop producing pennies in 2026 under President Trump's directive, marking the end of the 1-cent coin after years of debate. The decision comes as the cost of making a penny is a little under 4 cents per penny, far exceeds its value, costing taxpayers millions annually. While the move is expected to save $56 million a year, it raises questions about how retailers and consumers will adapt. Some small business workers say pennies are still widely used and frequently handed out, despite shortages. Meanwhile, the U.S. Mint continues to lose even more per coin on nickels, which cost nearly 14 cents each to produce. The Treasury has placed its final order of penny blanks and will keep minting them until supplies run out. As the U.S. joins countries like Canada in phasing out its lowest value coin, cash-reliant businesses and customers may soon be rounding their totals and adapting to a slightly lighter pocket. Shoppers are being urged to check their fridges as Shaw's and Star Market have issued a recall for certain pre-made Greek salads due to potential salmonella contamination. Parent company Albertsons announced the recall last Thursday, citing salads made by Fresh Creative Foods that contain cucumbers linked to an active salmonella outbreak tied to Florida-based Bedner growers. So far, the outbreak has caused 26 illnesses and 9 hospitalizations across 15 states. The recalled Greek salad items were sold between May 20th and May 24th, 2025, and were distributed to stores across Massachusetts, Maine, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Vermont. Customers are advised to throw the items away or return them to the store for a full refund. Thanks for watching Braintree today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
Hi, I'm Tom Lyons, a retired captain from the Quincy Fire Department and the author of the book Fighting Fire, A Proactive Approach. Cooking is the leading cause of home fires. Unattended cooking is the leading cause of these fires and related deaths. Therefore, keep a close eye on your cooking. If you must leave the kitchen, bring a utensil with you as a reminder of your efforts. Set a timer for food taking longer to cook. Turn pot handles towards the back of the stove. Keep a lid nearby when cooking. If a small grease fire starts, slide the lid over the pan and shut off the burner. You can take an active role in your safety. Cooking safety starts with you.
Welcome back. Now here's the latest happening in Braintree. A $140 million four-story apartment complex is officially moving forward at the South Shore Plaza property in Braintree after the Planning Board unanimously approved a special permit and site plan review. The project, proposed by developer Zom Living, had previously been withdrawn nearly 2 years ago amid opposition, but now moves ahead with support from the town and new commitments. Called the Residences at South Shore, the 325-unit development at 250 Granite Street will feature a 475-space internal parking garage, a tenant pool, and a public walking and bike path. Zom has agreed to several conditions, including removing balconies facing nearby Flaherty Elementary School, adding landscaping buffers, and contributing more than $600,000 to local infrastructure, public safety, and education. The complex is expected to generate a net of $500,000 in annual tax revenue and a nearly $3 million one-time fee for permits and utility connections. The project still requires review by the Conservation Commission, scheduled for June 5th, with construction expected to begin in early 2026 and take 2 years to complete. Braintree held its annual Memorial Day ceremony on Sunday, May 25th at 11 a.m. within the Garden of Honor at Blue Hill Cemetery, hosted by the town's Veterans Services Office. The event brought the community together to honor and remember those who gave their lives in service to the nation. Mayor Aaron Joyce delivered remarks alongside local veterans, including Alfred Verasso and Bert Tremblay. Students from South Middle School were also in attendance to perform My Country 'Tis of Thee and the Star-Spangled Banner as part of the solemn and moving ceremony. To watch the full ceremony, you can catch it on BCAM TV's government channels, Comcast Channel 8 and Verizon Channel 26, or on youtube.com/BCAMTV. Food Truck Wednesdays are rolling into Braintree for the summer, kicking off on May 7th and running weekly through August 27th from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Highlands Blue Playground near South Street and Cats Academy. Hosted in partnership with the South Shore Food Truck Association, the event will feature a rotating lineup of local food trucks, offering residents a chance to enjoy dinner picnic style on the lawn. Organizers encourage attendees to bring blankets and check the association's social media pages each week for updates on which trucks will be serving. Braintree's Blue Bag program is returning for its second year, and Mayor Joyce is inviting residents to help keep the town clean. Residents can participate by picking up a blue bag at the mayor's office, filling it with litter collected from anywhere in town, and leaving it securely tied near the curb. After notifying the mayor's office about the location, the Department of Public Works will come by to pick it up. For more information or to get involved, contact the mayor's office at 781-794-8000. The town of Braintree kicked off its annual hydrant flushing program on May 5th, running Monday through Thursday from 7 p.m. to 4 a.m. through the end of August. Officials warn residents they may experience dirty water during the flushing process and ask for patience, advising people to avoid doing laundry during flushing hours and to check that water runs clear before using washing machines. If water appears dirty, residents should run cold water until it clears and then run an empty washing machine cycle. Signs will be posted in affected areas, and the town reminds residents it is not responsible for any laundry damage caused during the maintenance work. For questions or concerns, residents can contact the Water and Sewer Office at 781-794-8097. Thanks for watching Braintree today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
The library has some exciting programs coming up, and of course they are all free. Thursday, May 29th is an early release day for Braintree Public Schools. So kids aged 7 to 12 can do some hands-on robotics with CodeWhiz that day. CodeWhiz will provide the know-how and the robots. Space is limited to 20, so please register your child on the library's online event calendar at fairpubliclibrary.org/events. The evening of Thursday, May 29th at 6 p.m. is a murder mystery party. It is set in an enchanted forest. The teen librarian, Courtney Trudeau, directs this group of Braintree teen actors. Will you be able to guess who the murderer is? Registration is required. Register with library staff at 781-848-0405, extension 4417, or on our online event calendar at fairpubliclibrary.org/events. The night of the murder mystery party. Check-in begins at 6 p.m. and you'll receive a group assignment and a party packet. Doors will close at 6:30 to start the party, so don't be late. Dressing up is optional, so wear your best whimsical attire if you so desire. Light refreshments will be served. For adults who love to craft, come to the Craft Supply Swap. Join us Saturday, May 31st from 11 to 3:30 p.m. for our first craft supply swap. Start the spring fresh by bringing new or gently used arts and crafts materials to swap for new to you supplies. Each person may bring in up to 2 bags. Bring your extra fabrics, yarn, decorative paper, pattern, tools, paint, beads, and other arts and crafts materials. Donations are not required to participate. We recommend you bring a reusable tote to take home the items you choose. Many library resources are available to you at home 24/7. A very useful one for students is Peterson's Test Prep, which teens can use to do SAT prep for free. Peterson's has full-length practice exams to improve SAT scores, plus tutorials to build foundational knowledge. An info session for parents and teens will be offered at the library on Wednesday, June 4th at 7 p.m. with Courtney Trudeau, the teen librarian. In less than 1 hour, learn how Peterson's Test Prep can help students prepare not just for the SAT, but AP, ACT, GRE, and other exams too. All you need is a library card. On Saturday, June 14th, library staff will be at the opening day of Braintree's Farmers Market, right across the street from the library. The Farmers Market is open Saturdays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. There's wonderful fresh produce and treats from a variety of vendors. Come see us at the community table. Spin the wheel to win a prize. Pick up information about this year's summer reading program for all ages and chat with our librarians. At 11 a.m., come over for our outdoor story time for young children with me, Miss Elizabeth. Library summer hours start on Monday, June 16th and end on Labor Day. Fair Public Library will be open 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Fridays. The library is closed on Saturdays during the summer. Call us at 781-848-0405 or visit fairpubliclibrary.org. There's always something happening at Fair Public Library.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. A piece of South Shore military history is being brought back to life as the Shea Naval Aviation Museum prepares to reopen on Flag Day, June 14th in Weymouth. Housed in a distinctive white concrete building with a wing-like roofline, the museum honors the legacy of Naval Air Stations South Weymouth and Squantum. Volunteers, many of them veterans or relatives of those who served, have been working tirelessly to restore the space after it closed in 2017. The museum, rich with artifacts and stories from the Cold War and World War II eras, aims to preserve a patriotic chapter of aviation history that once played a key role in monitoring Russian submarines off the New England coast. Author Wayne Miller will also be on hand for a book signing following the event. A viral joke by Weymouth Mayor Bob Headland to rename Hingham Bay as the Gulf of Weymouth has turned into a $7,000 fundraiser to honor local Vietnam War heroes. Inspired by President Trump's renaming of the Gulf of Mexico, Headland shared a satirical map online in February, sparking thousands of reactions and leading Weymouth resident Jason Thayer to print commemorative t-shirts. The proceeds will help fund a granite memorial at Libby Field for Tech Sergeant Richard Fitzgibbon Jr. and his son Marine Lance Corporal Richard Fitzgibbon III, one of only 3 father-son pairs killed in the Vietnam War. The shirts, available at Union Brew House in Weymouth for $25 to $35, have sold out multiple times, with orders reaching as far as Dubai and Jamaica. A new batch of 150 shirts is on the way, with Weymouth-themed maroon and gold options now available. Weymouth paid tribute to its military heroes on Memorial Day with the unveiling of 5 new statues honoring the town's Medal of Honor recipients, making it the only town in the nation with 5 honorees of the nation's highest military award. Monday's ceremony featured remarks from local officials and veterans, a free U.S. Coast Guard band concert, and marked the 50th anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War. Mayor Robert Headland said the new monument, made possible in part by proceeds from the popular Gulf of Weymouth t-shirts and support from Quincy Memorial, helps correct a long-standing absence of local recognition for those who served during Vietnam. It means a lot to see the community come together to honor the heroes who gave their lives for our country, Headland said. Looking for some summer fun? Randolph is hosting 2 exciting community events and everyone is invited. First up, Randolph Day is happening on Saturday, June 21st from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Zapustas Arena parking lot on North Street. The afternoon will be packed with family-friendly activities including Touch a Truck, community tables, safety demos, a foam party, food trucks, and much more. No registration is required. Then on Thursday, July 3rd, don't miss the night before the 4th, parade and fireworks. The parade kicks off on North Main Street and the fireworks show follows right after. Randolph is also looking for community groups to walk in the parade, so if you want to represent your organization, email Ela Rose at randolph-ma.gov. Both events are free and open to the public. The Norfolk County Recovery Fest is coming to Braintree on Saturday, June 14th, offering a free day of music, hope, and community connection. Held from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Braintree Public Safety Complex on Washington Street, the event will feature live performances from local bands, family-friendly activities including a zip line, free food, and a competitive cornhole tournament hosted by the Massachusetts Young People in Recovery. Organized to support those impacted by addiction and to celebrate recovery, the festival also featured dozens of vendors from the recovery community offering resources and support. All are welcome to attend this uplifting and informative event. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment. Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now here's some movie recommendations. First, Final Destination Bloodlines follows a college student who, after being plagued by a violent and recurring nightmare, heads home to track down the one person who might be able to break the cycle of death and save her family from the grisly demise that inevitably awaits them all. The film stars Tony Todd and Brett Basinger. You can watch Final Destination Bloodlines now in theaters. Up next, Hurry Up Tomorrow follows a musician plagued by insomnia who gets pulled into a nightmarish odyssey with a stranger who begins to unravel the very core of his existence. The film stars Jenna Ortega and The Weeknd. You can watch Hurry Up Tomorrow now in theaters. And finally, Lilo and Stitch follows a lonely girl named Lilo who adopts a dog-like alien named Stitch in hopes it will mend her fractured family. Stitch is genetically engineered to be a force of destruction and is being pursued by aliens and social workers, while Lilo teaches Stitch the idea of family. The film stars Maya Kealoha and Chris Sanders. You can watch Lilo and Stitch now in theaters. That'll do it for news today. Remember, if you're a customer of Verizon, you can watch BCAM TV in high definition on channel 2128. You can also now see us in high definition on Comcast on channel 1073. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree today on BCAM TV. We'll see you next time.